Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series between Foggy and Yaws. We see Foggy spawning as the red night elf over here on the top left hand side of the map of Echo Isle. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we see Yaws spawning as the yellow human. Human versus night elf in this 1v1 matchup here. As things do get underway, Yaws not using the human trick to mine slightly faster. If you guys did not know, there is a slight trick to try and get those peasants to mine faster when there is only 3 or 4 peasants, depending on the positioning of that town hall. Anyways, we are going to have an altar of kings barracks. There is that farm down across over here. Militia making its way all the way down across here, perhaps going to try and aggro the Ancient of War to take a little bit of damage early on. Everybody way too serious. As we see this one particular peasant going to be making its way across here. It's going to go ahead and pull those units. And is it going to start attacking this Ancient of War? All right. It is going to try an attack right there. And there it goes. It is taking a little bit of damage. But the Kobold Tunnelers and all those units are doing a little bit of fighting as well. But they decided to back off as that Ancient of War takes about 200 points of damage. Now, down 200 points, that Foggy's Ancient of War is going to have a little bit more of a difficult time trying to stay alive. What are we going to be seeing from Yaws? Yaws opening up with that Archmage. No surprise there, as we do see some footmen now being added. Meanwhile, back across, we see the Warden coming in from Foggy over the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, normally the primary hero of choice, but Altar of Elders, Echo Isle does allow for Warden play, as you are able to focus down enemy units and dive into enemy bases, trying to take down those peasants and getting to that all-important level 6. Ancient of War now going to be taking more damage here. He does have 2 armor as he's attacking, as we do see a lightning shield now go down onto that archer. The archer just going to stand in between a renegade wizard and a geomancer to deal a tremendous amount of damage right there, as the archer is looking to finish off these units here. Warden now going to be making its way down across here, as you see the renegade wizard down to 298 hit points already, as we now see the Kobold Geomancer getting taken out alongside one more Renegade Wizard here. We saw a footman barely sneak off to the north here, as the Warden will be getting to level 2. That Renegade Wizard gonna drop perhaps a useful item for that Warden. It will be Boots of Speed, and that Warden will be chasing down the Archmage much earlier than expected. Normally, you do not get Boots of Speed until about, 2 hours after the first Nightfall, but Warden now with those Boots of Speed should be able to Shadow Strike onto that footman and really get some damage down if she decided to chase. Instead, we are not going to see chasing here. We're going to see a little bit of an engagement going down, as the Warden finishing off the Null Brutes and the rest of these Null Poachers. Meanwhile, back down here to the south, Archmage going to be going after this, 5-3-3-3-1-1 creep camp, going after that Renegade Wizard after the Purge. You saw the Water Elemental dropped right there. It did unfortunately get stunned but for Yaws, and it was stunned for quite a while actually, as he did absorb a fair bit of damage. Forest Troll Shadow Priest now hired up by Yaws as well. Ring of Protection +3, fairly useful. Gives overall 18% additional effective hit points, as the remaining Null Poachers are now retreating back off to the north. Foggy is clearing out the 5-3-3 creep camp here. I do see a Tree of Life already coming in by Foggy, so Foggy is going to try and keep an economic advantage over his opponent. We can see a Ring of Protection +2 has been dropped. Troll Shadow Priest alongside a Forest Troll Berserker are going to finish off the remainder of this creep camp, as the Warden will just get to level 3, getting that all-important level 2 Shadow Strike. Staff of Teleportation ready to go. Is she going to buy Dust of Appearance? I wouldn't see any real reason to do that, as we now see the Staff of Teleportation coming inside the base. There is that Warden, and the Warden gets off a beautiful fan of knives. Yaws already in trouble, as the Arcane Tower is not yet done. A single Wisp in position to actually block, taking down 4 peasants with a single fan, and now Foggy is in serious trouble there. Archmage does get to level 3, blinking out across here. Is he going to perhaps try and finish off the remainder of the units? No, it is not. But a tremendous amount of damage has been dealt, as we do see down across over here the Forest Troll Berserker. Militia all here ready to go. All right, Claws of Attack +6, beautifully being protected. But no, the blink passed, as Foggy, 5-finger discounts those Claws of Attack +6. Yaws now in serious trouble. He does have double Rings of Protection already up to 9 armor and will be able to stick a while and stay a while.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, it is many. All right, my daughter is behind watching me cast as well. As you can see, the Warden does have that +6 attack. Now heading back off to the north. Arya, did you finish your snack? All right. Now, Foggy is going to be making his way down with this Tree of Life here in just a moment as the Archmage now dropping some more water elementals as well. That water elemental going to be a very, very big portion of this fight. But double Troll Shadow Priest from Foggy could destroy that water elemental before it even really deals any serious damage. The Tree of Life should be uprooting itself and heading back down to the south here as we are taking the Tree of Ages. Town Hall still in play here as we now see this Tree of Life getting ready to go. All right, one lone wisp still wandering around. Archmage getting in some fireball damage action onto that Tree of Life, not really worrying about anything there, as we're waiting to see where that Warden will be popping up. Warden is back down across over here, going after the peasants and able to easily finish off more peasants once more. Yaws not really worrying, trying to run away with this one particular peasant. It's not going to be able to make its way out. Warden low on mana though, as the Footman still engaging back across and forth. All right, are we going to see more units being hired? No, it does not look like it. Tree of Life with fortified armor trying to fight back against all of these poor footmen, but the Footman is doing a great job here as we now see Wisp now being brought forth. All right, Warden back up to full mana already. There's a beautiful fan of knives as one and more units now getting taken down. All right, are we going to get some perhaps Forest Troll Shadow Priest? Units are going to get taken down there. It looks as though Yaw is going to be losing this Forest Troll Berserker. Warden could get to level 4. Meanwhile, Foggy gonna need to start repairing this Tree of Life here as the Warden may get off another fan of knives, finishing off a Forest Troll Shadow Priest there. There goes another Footman, and the units are just constantly falling all across the map here as the Ancient of War now making its way back over. All right, let's take a look. Footman is going to be able to get away. It looks like it will, as the Footmen are now trying to engage back across over here. Yaws not really playing up to snuff as of late, as Yaws now trying to retreat with this Archmage. Warden can perhaps catch up here, does have boots of speed, and is going to continue to chase after this Archmage here, as the Archmage down to 117 hit points. No way to get in front of that unit there, as the Footman, oh, well, the Footman almost got a killing, does get the killing blow off there, as the Footman finally finishes off that Wisp. Archmage still sitting at 3, getting very close to 4. Units back off to the north. They were all able to retreat. Foggy using any extra gold that he wants in order to hire from that mercenary camp, as we're looking at the Forest Troll Berserkers, the Mud Golems, and really Foggy playing the Night Elf as though he was playing it as a human player, trying to get a stronger economy and then using the mercenary camp. That doesn't seem to be working for him just quite yet, as Foggy still does not have his expansion up and running. Back down across over here, you can see the expansion of Yaws has just now gotten underway, about a minute and a half being completed, as the Archmage now going to be forced to retreat or go to try and protect this one particular expansion. Scout Tower nowhere near done. Archmage going to be dropping down some units. You can see some damage being added here. Warden does have a potion of mana, beautiful blink fan of knives, dealing a terrible amount of damage to so many of those footmen. All right. Yaw is retreating with that one particular Mud Golem. Another peasant does get taken down. One Scout Tower was taken down there, as we see more and more engaging happening once again. All right, the Arcane Tower really needs to go after that Warden. Warden trying to perhaps get a fan of knives. Blinks away just in time, as the Mud Golem cannot get Arcane burned because it is magic immune. All right, another fan of knives right there. The Warden now looking to back off. Does have a potion of mana again and could really just push forward and really finish off all of these peasants once more. Warden sitting at level 4, almost at level 5. Is it going to be able to get into position? That is going to be the key question, as the Archmage runs around the corner to see the Warden right there. All right, there is the attack right there. Are we going to see some slow? Yes, we are. There is some big damage. Ogre Mauler quickly coming into play first. Is the Warden going to be able to get into position? No, it got slowed. So still wandering around very, very slowly. Warden now sitting at level 5. Could perhaps blink in here, get off a fan of knives, finishing off even more units again, as Foggy doing a great job just trying to use this one solo Warden to finish off the majority of this human army. Arcane Tower, all right, the Warden looking to perhaps intercept reinforcements as they're coming down. Supply count is showing 39 over 48 compared to 30 over 50 as the Warden now going to be moving off once more, getting a beautiful fan of knives inside here, and now going after all of these peasants. Warden is sitting at level 5 and is pretty much out of mana already. Is she going to be able to finish off? Yes, takes down more of these units, and there is the game. A little bit of a split action there. Army, Foggy was always on the higher side with the number of units trained. Yeah, largest army 42 compared to 36. Excuse me, Yaws was, but Foggy with that solo Warden dealing so much damage and keeping Yaws in check. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1 from the WCA qualifiers. Please stay tuned for game number 2.